Hello, and this is Luke Bluewolf from bluewolfpsychic.co.uk, here to read this evening for the star sign of Virgo, and I'm reading for the month of February 2011. So welcome, thank you for joining me. Right, Virgo, let's see what February has in store for you. Your first card is the Knight of Wands. Now, Wands is a fire sign, and the knight is usually a young man. It's often a brother or a son. Sometimes it can be a husband or boyfriend. Usually in that case I'd say it would be someone under about 35. It's a very dynamic individual. It's someone who's very outgoing and who enjoys active pursuits, whether that be outdoor pursuits. This is someone who would go skydiving or bungee jumping given half a chance. If they don't do it, then they would do it. And it's someone who enjoys sports, probably participating in some form of sports, but if they're a little bit older, then they probably enjoy watching their sport instead. It's someone who's very passionate about the things that they do. They take things seriously in life, and they get on with things. And I think it's someone who's about you and is going to be about you in February. Somebody whose energy is complementary to yours, because you, Virgo, you're an earth sign and you're a lot quieter and more down to earth, but this person is fiery and vibrant. I won't say they're always easy to get along with, but I think it's usually worth the effort, quite honestly. It's someone who takes you out of yourself and makes you feel good about yourself, actually. So I think you're going to be having some fun with this person during the month of February. Well, look at that, will you? The Queen of Wands, the Queen of Wands. So queens are often mother figures. Sometimes it's a father figure as well, because it's more about the energy than it is about the actual gender of the person with some of these cards. So again, it's a passionate individual. It's someone who's fond of animals and the country, and fond of the home as well. It's somebody who takes care of things in the home, and enjoys being in the home, and enjoys getting out in the countryside as well, maybe going for a walk with a dog or something of that kind. It's a good, this is often called the friend, this card, and if it's not a relative, then it is a close friend of yours. And it looks to me as if February is going to be a very sociable month for you, to tell the truth. I think you're going to be having a lot of good people about you, and having, being well supported and having a good time. So, nothing wrong with that, is there, quite honestly? Yeah. So look for that, and I trust it is a good month for you. Two of Swords, the Lord of Peace restored. Right. Well, this suggests to me that there is perhaps a family member or a friend, it may be this person we've just been talking about, with whom you've had a disagreement recently, perhaps since Christmas or the New Year. You've had an argument, you've had a disagreement of some kind. It may not have been a serious one, but this card is about the restoration of peace between you. And I think that what I'm being told is that it's you that will need to make the first move in this sort of situation. It would be nice if other people were willing to come through and just apologise and say, oh, it's my fault, I mean, just let's be friends again. Doesn't happen, does it? It's you that has to make the first step in things. But you're good at that sort of thing, because you are such a down to earth and such a deeply affectionate person in any case, that you're good at that sort of thing. So just bear with it a little bit, bite the bullet. Whatever the disagreement has been about, do your best to settle it, even if it means you've got to sort of say, well, yeah, I'm sorry, it was probably my fault. Might not have been all my fault, but it was probably my fault to some extent, at least, and sort it out, because it's not worth holding grudges, is it? And that's during February. The Hierophant, the Pope, the Magus of the Eternal, and this card is about good counsel. It's also sometimes about religious issues. It can be about a wedding as well. So I think that there are two possibilities for you during February. I think that it is actually speaking to you more about the need for good counsel about things, actually. I think there is someone that you've maybe not been Maybe that was what the argument was about. Someone you've not been listening to as much as you should listen to them. I think it's someone whose advice is probably good advice in general, or at least it's meant well, even if it's not the right advice for you. And I think that the thing to do is to note who that person is that you normally listen to, that you take advice from, or that offers advice, even if you don't want it. People can be good at that, can't they? Note who that person is, spend a bit of time with them, listening to them, and if you're not going to take their advice, then explain to them why, but do consider it. Do consider it, because the Hierophant is usually a good counsellor, someone who's sensible. And there is also the possibility that you're going to hear about a wedding, a wedding during the month of February as well. I'm not saying that's definite, but that's just something that's being fed to me in the back of my mind as well. So a wedding, a blessing, a renewal of vows, perhaps something of that kind. So just look for that. Oh, beautiful. And we have here the Ten of Cups. The Lord of Perfected Success. That's a lovely card to have there. And that is basically about happiness and contentment in the family home. So February looks like it's going to be a very well-starred month for you at home with family members, and things are going to go smoothly and well. It's a card that also concerns children, and it suggests that your relationships with any children who are about you are going to be good. And if there have been any difficulties in the recent past, they're going to improve as well. So, it looks like it's going to be a good family month for you. So, as I was saying, just to recap, there's this dynamic person about you that's going to be spending some time with you. There's also this other friend who's going to be about. We've got who's the sort of country-loving, home-loving person. There's the argument that you've perhaps had with that person or with someone else that you need to take action to settle and to bring about peace between you. There's a need for you to listen to someone who's offering good counsel to you, and if you're not going to take their advice, at least to consider it and to explain to them why you're not about to take it, because you don't want to fall out with them either. The possibility of you hearing about a marriage or a renewal of vows or something of that kind during February, and the fact that family life looks very well starred for that month, quiet and comfortable and happy. So, and again, that's probably down to you, isn't it? Because, the home is your sanctuary, isn't it, Virgo? So you're the one that makes things happen as far as that's concerned. Okay, well, thank you very much for joining me this evening. I've enjoyed reading for you. If you would like a personal reading, please do feel free to get in touch with me at bluewolfpsychic.co.uk, and I would enjoy giving you a personal reading as well. For now, I'll say love, light and blessings, and good night.